Hello, I am Sean.
Evan.
We are now going to review The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, it strikes hard, it does.
And it strikes hard with a vengeance. Yes, I went there. So, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, or simply The Empire Strikes Back, when it was released, is a 1980 American epic space opera film directed by Irvin Kershner. May he rest in peace. The screenplay was written by Lee Brackett and Lawrence Kasdan, with George Lucas writing the film's story and serving as executive producer. This is the second film in the original trilogy, fifth film overall, evidently since Episode 5. It was produced by Gary Kurtz for Lucasfilm and stars Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Billy D. Williams, Anthony Daniels, David Prowse, Kenny Baker, Peter Mayhew, and Frank Oz.
Frank Oz, be waka waka. I like Fozzie, shut up.
The movie was released May 21st, 1980, with a runtime of 2 hours and 4 minutes. Budget was $18 million and made back $538.4 million. The film
made a lot of fucking money.
The film is set 3 years after New Hope. The Galactic Empire, under the leadership of the villainous Darth Vader and the mysterious Emperor, is in pursuit of Luke Skywalker and the rest of the Rebel Alliance. While Vader relentlessly pursues the small band of Luke's friends, Han, Leia, and others across the galaxy, Luke studies the Force under Jedi Master Yoda. When Vader captures Luke's friends, Luke must decide whether to complete his training and become a full Jedi Knight or confront Vader and save them.
You start.
Why me?
It is your channel.
Yes, but you always start.
I always start?
Dude, I could go through every video we've recorded. You've always started.
I have?
Yes!
Oh. Okay, then. It's
I mean, if anything, then maybe a couple where I've started, but most of them you go on first.
Well, then since I've done most of them, go ahead.
But it's fun when you go first. That way I can build a conversation around it.
Gosh, like I said with the last one, it's hard for a movie that's been around for this long and had this much of an impact on people, and this being a big improvement over over number 4.
Yes.
Well, I still say the first one because it was the first one made.
Well, bite me.
Oh, shut up.
Well, unlike most people, I view these as George views them, 1 through 6.
Okay, whatever. I don't care what the globby old fat man says. Sorry.
Hey, you show George some fucking respect, sir. Without George, we would not have such franchise. So you show him some fucking respect.
Okay, I'm sorry, George Lucas. You do not look like an ugly fatter Santa Claus.
That is good. You show the man some respect. But yeah, like he said, this is an improvement over the last one.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely get more backstory.
Yes, and the effects are a little better.
Oh, a little better, man. Gosh, that was.
Although there was one scene, I was like, okay, that is definitely a model in front of a background.
Oh yeah, where that walking camel robot thing was destroyed.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's definitely a prop in front of a background.
I mean, they could put out the fancy terms they want, calling it AT-AT. To me, it's a robot camel. Oh, gosh. Sorry. But yeah, man, everything about this movie was better. I mean, there's definitely more story to it.
Mm-hmm.
They cleared up some points from the first movie.
Like what? Explain.
Well, they went more into depth on why certain characters were. Well, like what you said. There was a reason why there was a lot bit more emphasis on Vader knowing who Luke was, and vice versa.
Yes, and I like how. Okay, and as Stewie said in the Family Guy special, spoiler alert: the big shocking twist that Vader was Luke's father. Now, I'm pretty sure you probably saw this before you saw the prequels, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of that twist? Because honestly, I kind of saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah, actually.
Because I saw Revenge of the Sith first. So I kind of saw that coming a mile away.
Nah, it's just something you kind of always had the idea with, just for the lines from the first movie, like with Aunt Beru and the
Uncle
other guy.
Owen, he's like, Ambrose, like, he's got too much of his father in him. Like,
Yeah,
Luke's
that's
just not
what I'm worried about.
She's like, Luke's just not a farmer, Owen. He's got too much of his father in him.
And he's like, yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried. That's what I'm worried about. And then you kind of have Yoda in this movie saying much anger in him, like his father. So they're kind of setting it up in a way. And then you kind of have the scene where Luke goes into the cave and then kind of chops Vader's head off, and magic explodes. You see Luke inside of it. So kind of Luke's seeing a piece of himself in Vader, which could also be another foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, we don't get those in any of the newer ones.
No, because the new ones just don't explain anything.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, the original movie did it, so we can do it too. Actually, no, you can't.
No, you can't. No.
We can talk about this later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we talk about the effects.
Oh yeah, the
Let's
effects
talk-
are a big improvement.
Yes, they were for a 1980s movie. And this is without all the special edition add-ons.
But still, I like these specialized edition because I'm noticing these ones have different camera angles than some of the than what I saw with the other ones. It's like I like these better.
A lot of people agree with you, my friend. Because for the past 20 plus years, people kept bitching with special editions.
Mm-hmm. I can see why. I mean,
It's because, here's the thing. People bitch about the special editions and the prequels, and you want to know what happened? George sold Lucasfilm. It's because he's basically saying, why gotta keep making movies when people are just going to call you out on how bad you are?
So
now look where we are.
Movies that suck and people think they're amazing.
No, now look where we are. People are turning around saying, oh, George, we're sorry we bitched at you. We didn't know how good we had it. Because even Simon Pegg's doing that. So, yeah.
You can't deny anything Scotty says.
No. Scotty n'est pas. Austin Powers reference. But yeah, let's talk a little about the story, though. Unless you want to go for the actors first.
I mean, I was do that.
The actors or the story?
Story, I guess.
So yeah, this picks up like 3 years after A New Hope with... Well, we kind of open with a snow battle on the ice planet of Hoth. What did you talk about that? Let's talk about that first.
The snow planet? I
thought the battle on Hoth.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yes. Eat shit, Last Jedi.
Yeah, you showed
I will shit on those movies as much as I want.
You showed me that scene. It was so stupid. He was just tasting it. It's salt. It was like just their way of saying, yeah, we're not bad.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's like, it's salt. It's like, see, audience, we're not stealing it. Yeah, you're stealing it. Anyway, this one. But yeah, I thought the battle on Hoth was awesome.
Oh yeah, easily one of the best parts of the movie. It's pretty much the only part we get anything related.
And it's like in the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the movie is basically our crew split off going 2 different places.
Although I found it kind of weird that this was like the only one out of the original 6 that didn't have a space battle.
Yeah. Although I did like Han Solo's smartass comment where the pilot's like, Captain Solo, do you copy? And then Han's like, good morning! Nice of you guys to drop by! Like, that's the thing, man. Han's just a smartass. Because Rogue 2's like, Commander Skywalker, do you copy? Captain Solo, do you copy? He says it like twice, and then that's when Han's like, good morning! Nice of you guys to drop by! And he goes, Echo Base, I found them. Repeat, I found them. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, Han being a smartass. I mean, that's kind of his character. He's always been a smartass.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Too bad we don't get it in Solo. We get someone who tries to, but it's like, no.
I mean,
he's too cocky.
Here's the thing, and we'll get to that movie later down the road. I'll say this about Aaron Reich and Glover. They tried. I will give them that. They tried. Because you even have Ford and Williams offering them advice on how to play the characters. So I'll give them that. They at least tried their best.
I still
Like,
don't
I'll
want,
give them that. Though.
I still don't want a guy who has a fetish for robots.
Yeah, no, that's no,
That
that's
was just a bit too creepy.
that's
It's like,
way
oh, that won't keep you cold. That won't keep you warm at night.
no, not really. Anyway, though, and then we go through the movie, and so basically, like I said, we have our heroes split off. You have Han, Leia, 3PO, and Chewie trying to outrun the Empire. Sound familiar? And then you have Luke and R2 going off to Dagobah to receive training from Yoda. Again, sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, people, you guys know where I'm going with this. But yeah, it's because it's literally the same movie. But people are just too blind.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you have Yoda or Luke and R2 going off to Yoda to get their training. 3PO, Luke, or 3PO, Leia, Han, and Chewie trying to outrun the Empire because Vader's trying to get them to use as bait for Luke trying to capture Luke. So what do you think about that part? Where Han and Leia and them were trying to outrun the Empire with no hyperdrive.
Oh, that was some of the funniest lines from Han Solo. He was just losing his mind.
Well, because he didn't think the hyperdrive was going to bust on him. Because he's like, it's not my fault. It's not
my fault.
And then he's like, no light speed.
Oh, I like that whole scene with the keep on going around with him, Leia, and C-3PO.
C-3PO just would not shut the heck up, and it's like took him a million times, and
he's like, shut him up or shut him down. And then she goes behind and goes, twinkle. Turns him off.
she's like, thank you. Don't mention it.
Yeah, and even tells Chewie, well, I'm glad you're here to tell us these things. Chewie, take the professor in the back, plug him into the hyperdrive. Like, that's the thing. Even though this is meant to be a darker movie, it still has some humor to it.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was
Unlike
more
Last
humor.
Jedi, where they rely on jokes and
I thought this one
gags.
had more humor than the first one. I mean, the first one still had its fair share, but
Yeah. But it didn't go overboard on it.
no.
Neither was this one either. You okay?
Oh yeah, just a dry skin.
That sounds bad. Alright, so let's see. Let's talk about Yoda. This is technically Yoda's first appearance in a way.
Yoda was adorable. He was like Fozzie minus the fur and green.
Fozzie Bear, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like what they did with Yoda in this movie. He's kind of acting all jittery and a little childish kind of thing. Like he's all childish when we meet him.
Well,
And then
he's testing Luke for
That's the thing. He's trying to test Luke, but then he sort of, I guess, breaks down his defenses, if you will. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of that. And then he becomes more wise and sage with him. He's like, they're not ready, are you? You know, basically saying you are not ready to be a Jedi because you are very impatient. And like he even says, much anger in him, like his father. So it's like kind of like what they did with Yoda.
Yeah, it's like
And even
way of saying
because he's even looking
glad you're not a father.
because he's even with R2 trying to grab the light and Yoda's R2 trying to grab that. He goes, mine.
Hit him with his cane.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like R2, just let him have it.
Yeah, he's like, R2, let him have it.
No, he was just going through everything. He was eating his food. He was like, "That's my food."
Well, it's because it's like you said, he was trying to test Luke.
No, that was
He was
just
trying to
funny.
test
He
Luke to see
eating
if he
his
was
food and
worthy of being a Jedi.
No, but it was just funny. He was eating his food, and then he was like, "That's my food." And he just took one look. When he picked it up again, he took one look at it, like, "Yeah, throwing it out."
Now, here's the thing. I will kind of agree with fans on one thing. You know how this movie establishes that Yoda trained Obi-Wan?
Mm-hmm.
Where did George come up with Qui-Gon Jinn then? I will kind of agree with that one. Because that's the thing is, and we'll probably talk more about this when we get to the prequels. They say Yoda trained Dooku, Dooku trained Qui-Gon, and then Qui-Gon trained Obi-Wan. That's what they just do. And then what? George just add the middle two pieces? I don't know, man. But there are books that state Yoda trained Obi-Wan as a youngling. But there are also books that state that when you have to be 13 to be considered too old to receive a Jedi training, yet Phantom Menace states Anakin is 9 and he's too old. So I guess I wouldn't put too much stock on the books have to say. Yes. Words to live by film master Adam J. Because he reviewed the movies long ago and put that in there. So yeah, what else is there to say about this movie?
The soundtrack was a big improvement.
Yeah, like Imperial March.
Oh yeah, we
That was
definitely
awesome.
got some pieces that was in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised when rewatching it. It's been a little while since I've seen Star Wars. I was surprised when the Imperial March was not in number 4.
Yeah, this was the first time I've used it, and they kind of retooled it with Attack of the Clones. Like they did kind of a remix of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you had the new musical segments all fit. They were all good. And even the pieces that were in the original were definitely a little bit more expounded upon.
Mhm.
Pieces added, and so the
So because they
soundtrack-
were going to new locations, they had to change up the music.
So the soundtrack was amazing as always. John
Of
Williams
course.
definitely
Does not disappoint.
And we talked about the effects, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what do we have left? The acting.
Yeah, pretty much the actors.
All right. Go.
Definitely a lot better acting from all of them. They definitely show a little less skitteriness, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, because we got figured, dude. When George did A New Hope, he was still trying to prove himself.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he was under the gun of the studio. Whereas Empire, he pretty much financed himself.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was trying to get his independence. Because if you actually watch the Empire of Dreams documentary, they quite clearly say that. Because he wanted to avoid studio meddling by funding the movie himself.
Yeah, and The New Hope is definitely better than the movie he did before that.
American Graffiti, I read.
Or
was it
it's better than the 2 he did. Because he
THX.
Yeah, THX.
I heard that was his first movie, was THX 1138, and then he did American Graffiti, and then he did A New Hope. That's what I read. Unless I have that out of order somewhere, I don't know.
I mean, I wanted to love THX 1138. I love the.
I read it was based on his student film. I know that much.
Yeah, it was also based on a book, I believe, too.
Well, I just read it was based on his student film. Is what Empire of Dreams said.
Maybe the.
But
book.
anyway, as the movie itself, though, what would you have thought of THX though? Because you're talking about that.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a concept I liked, but it just wasn't.
The execution didn't work for you.
No, the same idea was done way better in movies like 1984 and Brave New World and stuff like that. It was just a concept that was done way better in different films.
Yeah, and there's also a scene.
Logan's Run kind of borrowed from that, and that I thought was better.
Oh, and there's also a moment in this when Luke's trying to lift his X-wing, and then Yoda ends up lifting him for him. Luke's like, I don't believe it. And that's like, and then Yoda's like, that is why you failed. It's like, burn!
Grab the aloe vera. You just got burned.
Yeah. It's like, mic dropped. So let's talk so we talk about the acting, right?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
We can expand on, because we've had people in the movie.
I was kind of surprised that one of the Imperial Walker pilots during that big battle scene was. I was kind of surprised when I noticed who the actor was. I mean, I can't remember I couldn't remember the name of the movie, but you said what movie he was in. The who was it?
Don't know.
It was the scene where they were on the ice planet, and it was one of the.
Hoth.
Yeah, it was one of the people who were piloting the giant camel robots. He was like, "Oh yeah, look at that guy. He's from this."
Oh,
movie."
that's Donovan from Last Crusade.
Yeah.
I don't remember the guy's name though, or the real name though.
No, I was like, "Oh yeah, that was it."
I was like, holy crap, that's Donovan.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that had one George Lucas actor from one movie.
Well, you got to figure George produced the Indiana Jones movies.
He didn't direct? No,
No, he
Steven
co-wrote.
Spielberg.
He co-wrote them and produced them.
How do you do?
Speak.
I don't know what else there is there. We talked about the acting. We talked about the music. I don't know. Is sound editing something you think I'd bring up, or?
If you want to.
I don't know. I just didn't know if there was enough to talk about. I mean, one thing like I said, I definitely noticed how in the specialized edition there was some sounds and cues that that were either missing or changed.
Yeah.
Because in the the special edition during the Battle of Hoth, during that one scene where Luke was underneath the walking thing and he was cutting cords with his lightsaber and the thing fell down. In the specialized edition, you actually hear this loud creaking sound before the crash. But this one, it didn't have that sound, so
Not that I noticed.
you definitely noticed that there was some other sound editing that was done for the special edition.
Mm. And they do change a couple pieces of dialogue.
Oh yeah, they
Like
changed
when
a couple pieces.
R2 gets cuked up, I guess. In the special edition, it's like, you're lucky you don't taste very good. And in this, it's, you were lucky to get out of there.
No, he said in this one it's lucky you didn't taste so good. I mean, he said the same thing, but I noticed that in this one, like just some of the dialogue is spoken differently than in the movie. I mean, it's the same, like text for text, it's the same, but it's like almost the way they present the word is different.
Mm.
Because in this one, when after he said that, when he was looking at the R2 unit asking if it was broken, he just said it outright, "Is anything broken?" But in the other one, he just the way he almost had this brave hesitation, this gasp, like nothing's broken, isn't it? It seemed like in the special edition he had more emotion in his voice.
Who knows, dude? What else you want to say, though?
I think we covered it all. I mean, we have to give the star rating
What would you then you go first. What would you say?
8.5.
I'd say same, probably. Maybe a 9, I don't know.
No, that's fair. That's fair, yeah. I'll give it a 9. I mean, this was definitely a big improvement over the first one, and that one was already a good enough movie. And being 8, that's good. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely almost to the point of adding on to perfection.
Well, I did say this was my second favorite in the series.
Yes.
So it probably would earn a 9 then, if that.
Yeah. I'll give that same. I'll give it a 9.
Mm.
And talk about to talk about the actors. Everyone did a good job on this.
Yes, everyone
Like
did.
with the first one.
I think the performances were better in this one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even the actors who may not have done much is like everyone just seemed comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like one of the things that tend to use more of the extras were the Imperial troopers and the
Yes, and those troopers still can't shoot worth the shit.
nope. Still can't with crap.
No.
But yeah, everyone did a better job. It was especially that I guess you could call it the bridge commander almost of the battle cruisers, the Star Destroyers.
Mm.
That one guy was like the bridge commander, always in charge of everything. That guy was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the scene where they were chasing them through the starfield, and they ended up doing that maneuver where they got himself stuck to the bottom of the Star Destroyer to go out with the garbage, and they couldn't find it, and he was saying, "I had to go tell Darth Vader that."
I shall apologize. I should take full responsibility and apologize to Levita.
But
meanwhile, just
the way he said the
scan the
line and the way his face was when he was walking out of the room, it's like, oh yeah, he's not coming back. He knows what's going to happen. Dead, gutted, stabbed, nailed to the wall. But yeah, that's all I could think of for this one. It was. I mean, we talked about the acting, the music, the plot, the
writing,
everything else. I mean, yeah, we pretty much went everything. I can't think of anything or to say than.
Same.
Yeah, this is a good movie. It's one of the best. It's
on Blu-ray.
It's one of the best in the series. It's definitely something I remember from my childhood. Something I watched with my dad a lot. So yeah, it's got the nostalgia factor to me.
Yes. And that's about all that what the new ones have is nostalgia.
I mean, it would be better if we actually had the actual VHS instead of having it taped off TV, so I wasn't greeted with Raisinette commercials every 7 minutes.
I'm sorry. Do you even still have that tape?
No, I don't think so. I think that one broke.
Shame.
I mean, somewhere I probably still have my copy of my TV copy of A New Hope, because my dad had that tape with the original War of the Worlds movie. There were so many commercials for Double Mint gum on that dumb tape.
Why?
Cause it was freaking old. It was like he like taped it off TV in like the mid '80s. And it was like every third commercial was either Raisinets, Double Mint gum, or Wrigley Spearmint. It's embarrassing that I watched those tapes long enough that I even got some of those Wrigley Spearmint commercials memorized. It was a commercial from before I was even born.
Wow. So we're already almost coming up on 25 minutes, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
Are you?
Yes. Are you?
Are you?
Are you?
What else is there to say, my friend?
I don't know. What else is there to say, my friend?
I do not know.
I do not know either.
Stop repeating what I say.
Stop repeating what I said in a different way than what I'm saying it.
He's nuts.
So are you.
I will say this. This despecialized edition does not have Ian McDermott as the hologram.
No, instead we get an old lady. Emperor Palpatine becomes Palpatina.
I mean, look, I get why they did it because Ian McDermott wasn't casted yet, but that's the thing is he's so synonymous with this role now. It's hard to think of anybody else playing that character.
Not to mention an old lady.
I was talking about in general, dude, because the voice is still a male. It's Clive Revell, I think, doing the voice. Either that or Clive Barker. I don't remember. It's Clive something.
Clive Barker, wow, the horror director? Wow, that was
Okay, it's Clive something. I think
I'm just saying,
Clive Revell.
If I ever see a creepy old lady with Clive Barker's voice, I mean, that's just going to be, whoa.
It's Clive something. I don't know that freaking much. Yeah, Clive Revell doing the voice. I knew it was Clive something.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, see?
Okay, whatever, we're done.
It says he's humble. What does that mean?
Humble, that pretty much, I guess it means respected? I don't know. Humbled.
Well, then I guess he's happy about being employed.
I don't know. But I had my say. Do you finish talking or you finish your text or whatever you want?
I think I'm about done, sir. Are you?
Okay. I'm done.
Alright, so we shall watch Return of the Jedi now. Bye-bye.
Bye.